Hey guys, I hope that you are keeping well. It has been a minute since I've been on here doing some baking, so I decided to whip up a few recipes today. So this is one that I've been making for years. It is a gorgeous goat cheese courgette muffins. So obviously Irish courgettes are in season at the moment, and I always get lots of messages of how to use them up. So this is a really, really nice recipe. So for the muffins, we are going to need some bread soda, baking powder, self-raising flour, courgette, spring onions, 1 egg, ground cumin, buttermilk, salt and pepper, rapeseed oil, and I am using a beautiful Centola goat cheese. So that's what we're going to need, so let's get started. Now, to begin with, in my bowl here, I have my self-raising flour, I have my baking powder, my bread soda, and my cumin. So again, cumin is optional. It does add a beautiful flavour to these muffins. So I would advise it. If you don't have it, again, don't worry, you can actually leave it out. So I'm putting this now into a sieve, and I'm just going to sieve this into my bowl. Again, that just removes any little lumps that's in there, and it also adds air. So it leaves you with a lighter muffin. So that is all in. So then taking a wooden spoon, I'm just going to make a well in the centre. And to that, I'm going to add my wet ingredients. So in here, I have added my egg, my rapeseed oil. You can use vegetable or sunflower, whatever oil you have. I do like the colour of the rapeseed oil. And buttermilk. So that goes in also. Again, if you don't have buttermilk, you can use regular milk and just add a little bit of lemon juice just to sour it up. And that is the wet ingredients. And in here, I have some grated courgette and spring onions. So when you are grating your courgette, grate the outside of it first. You want that nice green, which adds a lovely colour to the muffins. And you're going to be weighing 140 grams of courgette, grated courgette. So that would be in or around one small courgette or half a large courgette. If it's really, really wet, you can squeeze out excess water. This one here wasn't too bad. And this just gets added directly in on top. So as you can see, again, a nice easy recipe. There's not too many steps. I'm going to mix all of this together, and then I'm going to add my goat's cheese and my salt and pepper. So I've added my salt and pepper in here, and I've given that a mix through. As you can see, a lovely wet mix. And my goat's cheese is here, and I have 9 cupcake tins, or the tin here lined with little paper. So this particular Centola goat's cheese is actually really soft and creamy, really spreadable. They do have another one that comes in a log that's much more crumbly. So if it's a crumblier goat's cheese that you're using a little bit harder, you can add that directly into your mix and just fold it through very gently. I'm just afraid that if I add this now and mix it through, you won't lose the flavour, but you're not going to see the goat's cheese. So what I'm actually going to do for this recipe is I'm going to spoon my mix into the tins here, and then I'm going to spoon some goat's cheese on top, so you're actually going to get to see it as well. So I'm just going to divide this now equally between 9 of the tins, and I'll be back to you. I have filled up my cupcake cases with my courgette muffin mix, and I've just added a nice spoon of this lovely soft creamy goat's cheese to the centre. So I'm just going to show you here. I'm just going to make a little well in the centre with your spoon, and then I'm just going to take the goat's cheese. I'm going to spoon that directly in the centre. I would recommend this if it is a softer goat's cheese that you're using. If you're using a harder, crumblier goat cheese, you can actually just mix it gently through the mix. So that is those nice and filled up. There's actually 8 in this recipe, not 9, like I said previous. So you're going to get 8 muffins for this mix. This is ready to go into a preheated oven set at 180-160 fan, and this will bake for 30 minutes. See you soon. So my muffins have now been baking for 30 minutes, and I'm just going to take them out and let them cool down. How gorgeous do they look? Lovely little pops of courgette coming through and beautiful caramelised goat's cheese on top. Again, lovely golden colour here. They smell sensational. Now again, this goat's cheese is going to be really, really hot. So what I would say is after you take it out of the oven, just let them cool down for about maybe 10 to 15 minutes and they are good to go. So my delicious muffins have now cooled down, and I've just cut one up here so you can have a little look inside. Now, if you were using a flakier goat's cheese, obviously you would have little pieces of goat's cheese throughout your muffin. Again, I have just put it on top, as you can see here as well. So it's nice and caramelized. So I'm just going to give it a wee taste. I've tasted these 100 times already, but I can never say no. And before I eat this, I meant to say as well that if you're not a huge fan of goat's cheese, you can mix up this muffin mix as well. So you can add in a little bit of brie, some blue cheese is nice, some red onion marmalade, play around with the flavours. But the goat's cheese courgette is a beautiful mix together. So I'm just going to try this now. So good. A really good salty goat's cheese. Courgettes still have a nice little bit of texture to them. And yeah, perfect little lunchbox treat as well. So I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. And please do let me know if you make these at home.